Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another video of my Sullust Imperial base. So I've got a bunch of stuff here that I've already made videos about on my TikTok account and also a new package to open, so let's get right into it. Okay, so starting off on the right, I have these pieces that I ordered from Bricklink. I needed them because I have one of them on that side, but on the other side of the speeder bike I don't have one, and then also on the other speeder bike I don't have either of those pieces, so I had to order them. So let's get these pieces on to get it out of the way. And then as you can also see, I'm missing one of those transparent blue pieces that goes in the end of the speeder bike. It should look like that, so I got another one of those as well. Okay, so now these speeders are 100% complete, which is awesome. Alright, so now moving on to the minifigures, I got these two rebel troops. To be honest, I don't know if they're rebels or not, I'm pretty sure they are, but I'm not sure what set they're from or anything, but they look good enough for me, so I'm gonna keep them. But if anybody knows and they want to put it in the comment section, that would be awesome too. So next up I got two Endor Rebels. I really like how good these Rebels look. I already have two of them, but I decided to get two more. Then I got these two OG Stormtroopers. These aren't even the Stormtroopers I grew up with. I grew up with ones like this one that had this kind of face printing with the little nose that looks like that. But these ones are actually different. They're actually older, I'm pretty sure, so that's really interesting, but I'm still adding them to my Stormtrooper army. So now I'm going to give these guys some weapons and put them in the Imperial army. Alright, now they can go in the mock. So I now have 12 Stormtroopers. I do have, I think, one or two more coming in the mail, and then after that I think I'll be good. And then these guys can also go with the other Rebels, but they don't need weapons yet because they don't actually have a base. I'm sorry, Rebels. So you might have noticed this Gonk droid that's been sitting over there. This thing is actually from the Bad Batch shuttle that I got. I thought this guy would look really... I swear, I did not mean to do that at all. So like I was saying, this guy is going in the Imperial base and that's where he's going to stay. Now finally, we're just down to these pieces. So these guys are going on the side of the Imperial base. I think it'll make it look a lot bigger and also add a lot more texture. So that's where these guys are going to go. Now finally, I just have this package to open. So I'm thinking of maybe not doing any more package videos on my TikTok account. They don't really do well, and I feel like a lot of people aren't really interested in them. I could be wrong, but that might change soon. So this is what I got. So first of all, I got this Imperial R2 unit. The reason why I wanted to get it is obviously it's Imperial. I wanted to go in my Imperial base, but also I just really like Imperial droids. Like I have my Imperial Protocol droid that I got a little while ago, and then also K2SO, which came with Krennic's shuttle. So I think this is a nice addition as well. Moving on to the next guy here, I got this Imperial officer. So this is a naval officer, obviously, because he's in gray. It's an older one too. He has like the yellow hands and everything, so I'm gonna have to swap that out, but I got him for a really good price, so I thought I'd add him in. And then lastly, I got Barriss Offee. If you guys watch Clone Wars, obviously you'll know who she is. She was just for a good deal, so I decided to grab her. I also really like the color of her cape and everything. It's shorter, which is kind of neat. And then her hood is really cool, and she was really cool printing, but I'll show you guys all of these outside of the packages in just a second. Okay, so here's all the minifigures outside of their packages. All of these are in really good condition. So starting off with the R2 unit, obviously he's got that really cool printing on the front. It just looks like any other R2 unit pretty much, slightly different. Same body, obviously, just a couple of different dots and lines. I really like the bits on the head. It's got that circular stuff on there. Looks really cool. I really like it. And then for the Imperial officer, this guy's pretty chill. There's not too much going on here. Obviously, he's a pretty old minifigure. You just got the little dots there. I forget what all the insignia means on their uniforms for what rank they are. I watched a video on it once, but I don't remember. Obviously, no printing on the back. They didn't really do that back then. So I will have to dismember this poor Imperial officer and put in some new skin tone pieces on there. And lastly, we got Barriss, probably the coolest one, at least when it comes to the printing on it, because both those are pretty old. It's got a really cool chest piece. It's got that gold little belt buckle in the middle. The face is awesome, like super great the way they did that. Here's just a back here with the cape, and I'll take the cape off in just a second. So looking at the back, there isn't a lot of printing, which is expected. I mean, she has a cape anyway, so she doesn't really need it. But like, look at that detail on her face, super duper well done. The eyes are super realistic, like around the mouth there, the lipstick, like awesome. Love this minifigure. So as much as I'd love to use her, she cannot go in this mock, obviously. She's from Clone Wars, so kind of sucks, but she'll just go into my collection where I put my Clone Wars minifigures, and hopefully I can dig her up someday and put her in something. That'd be really awesome. So the R2 unit and the Gonk Droid now reside in this back corner of my Imperial minifigure collection with the other kind of miscellaneous guys. So now it's this guy's turn to get dismembered. So I decided to give him that typical Hoth Trooper head because I have a million of them, and then obviously he's got the tan colored hands, so now he's ready to go in the army. So I do have 2 more Imperial officers in gray that are coming in, that are naval officers obviously, so when they come in then I'll organize this area a little bit better and make it look a little bit nicer. So with that all out of the way, let's finally get into some building. So in my last video I built up the lava river. I actually started laying down the ground over there, and one thing that I realized is that I think I need this to be 1 brick higher. So I was saying in my last video that I could still keep it this height and then slowly lower it down with plates, so then I can still have that ramp there that will go into the base, but I think the best way to do it, so I don't have to make any weird changes like that, is to just rip up all the plates again and make it another stud high, which is going to suck, but I think it has to be done. So now I'm just going to do a time lapse of me taking up all the minifigures, taking the ship out obviously, and ripping up all the plates and putting another layer of bricks on. Now this took a long time to do, so I was just listening to a podcast the whole time. So I had to take all the plates off, then I had to grab more filler brick to add into the spots there. So what I did is I took the Hoth pieces that I haven't used yet that were still in packages and started using those as filler brick, and then started loading the plates over top. Alright, so now that's all done. Obviously it's just 1 brick higher. So now I'm going to be able to make this ramp a little bit higher, so I'm going to do that now. So I fixed the ramp. Obviously it's exactly the same, except for I took the bricks that I put over there, the black ones, and I put them over here just so I can have an idea of where I want it to go and how everything will look. And then what I also did is I put these plate pieces around the edges of it, just to make it flow a little bit nicer into the ramp. So that's all I'm going to get done for this video. I did want to use those angled light bluish gray pieces along the edges and actually start building up the wall, add some like greebling to the side of it, but that is what I'm going to be doing in the next Sullust base update. So with that all being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make. And make sure you like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And if you have any comments, anything about the base at all, any questions at all, leave them in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer every single one of them. Alright, see you guys next time.